Hey, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
And on that note, welcome to Flash, Season 7, Episode 2, Analysis and Discussion with me, Benny. That is Dan, and that is Dylan. I don't know how he's going to organize them, but, like, I'm on top, and then, like, Dan's on the middle. You know what I realized? We've made a Dan sandwich on my screen, Dylan. Like, you're on the bottom. I have them, like, just in a line. We've made a Dan
Nobody
sandwich.
knows what you're talking about. No. We're in, like, a pyramid. Like
I was going to say, mine's
pyramid
just straight a line, so...
Yeah. No, everybody is looking at us in like a...
Fine, I'll start it over.
Me.
Welcome to The Flash, Season 7, Episode 2, Analysis and Discussion. My name's Benny, this is Dan, and this is Dylan, and we are here to talk about this for the Absolutely Marvel and DC channel, where every week we look over some of your favorite CW shows, Disney Plus shows, movies, and anything related to the superhero, like, I don't know, cinematic universe, I should put it, because it's just so much going on now. There's just so much beyond comics. Are we at a point where it's overtaking comics? I don't know. That's a discussion for another video. Let's talk about this one.
I'm leaving all of that in, by the way.
I want to start off by, apparently next episode is the season finale, Dylan. You said somebody put it in our comments last time.
Yeah, I didn't look it up because I forgot to, but somebody in the comments last time was like, episode 4 is actually the start of season 7.
Okay.
Which after seeing this episode, that makes sense, because if this was the season finale of 6, kind of weak.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Finale. Good episode, but, you know...
I do agree with you on that wholeheartedly. Yeah, it was a very weak episode. My assumption that this was going to be the season finale was based on stuff I had read from various other websites. So I mean, it's not like I had the list in front of me and went, "Oh, guys, I miscounted."
Sure.
So, quick rundown of this particular episode. I'll give it to you guys. We pick up where we last left off. Barry now has the artificial speed force, and what we quickly learned at the beginning of the episode is that he now has speed thinking, which does exist in the comic books. He can, not to this level though. We'll talk about that in a minute, but the power gets insane. He can see all the way into the future, gets rid of all emotion, becomes very logical, and the episode pretty much turns into Barry versus Team Flash trying to save people, and that's what we're going to talk about today. There actually wasn't that much of the villains or anything in this one. The villain was super smart Barry.
Yeah. Barry's
I
brain.
Thought that was fun. It was a cool thing to do.
I did enjoy that. My complaint about the super Barry thing, I feel like this could have been longer than one episode. In one episode, he went from like, oh, I kind of have a power to like, everything is logical to you have already lost. Like, oh my God. Wow. Like,
I mean, because I think at the end of the episode when he turns off the artificial speed force, which he got his emotions back slightly before he turned it off, which doesn't make much sense. But he turned it off, and like I imagine if they could very easily just be like, oh, well, when we turn it on again, he's gonna get all sad and well, I guess not sad, just nothing again. And they'll have to find a fix for that, and he'll just like be kind of an emotionless prick until like they fix it, or they could just be like, yeah, we fixed it. Like it's really kind of up in the air. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I agree. I think it would be interesting to see this for a little longer.
I think a 3 or 4 episode arc would have been more interesting on this whole thing.
Yeah, when I saw the super thought process, my first thought was, are we gonna get Grodd back? Because Grodd taking over Barry with super fast thinking as well would be insane. But yeah, they didn't leave that open for anything.
My first thought was, didn't he already have this? I just thought inherently he did.
I not to see into the future, and I'm pretty sure what you're thinking of is a scene from the movie Limitless with what's his name? The guy that plays Rocket Raccoon is a
Bradley
movie.
Cooper?
Bradley Cooper. There's a movie where he takes a pill and he can see into the future, like this.
It's the one where it unlocks the like 90% of your brain that you don't use or something. Yeah, I remember
which is
that
just bad science, but now everyone believes it because of that movie.
I do want to say, you were saying how it came back before he turned it off. Actually, I think that's a CWism. I think it was the love of Iris made him realize the mistake that he had made, so it makes more sense for him to be like, oh, I have to go unlock to stop all this. I'm not thinking straight. I killed Iris. You know?
I think it actually wasn't the love for Iris. I think it was the frustration at himself, and that's what actually reignites the negative speed force that we get Thawne back. because he gets incredibly angry, like violently angry, and then we get the scene with Thawne, which, spoilers for those who didn't assume there were going to be spoilers.
It's analysis.
Show.
We put analysis in the title. We can say whatever we want. I want to talk about that cliffhanger in a little bit. I want to keep to the main episode. I do like how we did not have Cisco or Killer Frost last episode. Caitlin. I keep wanting to call her Danielle because that's her actual name. And like
don't
everywhere,
call her Killer Frost. She'll get angry at you. Her name is Frost.
I just like how Caitlin and Cisco we're back. Like real, like we just weren't here last episode. That's all it really was.
Like, cause they gave Frost like an introduction where Barry was like, "I called in backup," but the episode just starts and Cisco is there.
It's like, exactly.
Oh, okay.
I thought the backup was here. I was at the moment he announced that, I was like, did he get like Arrow to show up, or is like
that's what I was
Batwoman gonna
thinking.
swing in, or a Supergirl coming in, or no, right. There are more members of this giant cast. Right.
Yeah. It's definitely written that way, but you know, I wasn't like annoyed when Frost showed. I like Caitlin. I like her as a character. So
I also liked Speed Force Caitlin. I thought that was kind of a fun thing.
That was pretty good.
What a cool, like the shows that have only existed for seasons, like 7 seasons, can do stuff like that, where just randomly a character grabs a vial of something with a label on it, and suddenly they have superpowers, and like nobody bats an eye.
Right.
That's why I love these
Remember
shows.
season 3 when they were all doing this?
I was like, okay, sure, why not? Play with your continuity. I don't care.
The overall, the episode was interesting because I don't feel like we had that many actual, like they keep harping on this whole Ava's not the real Ava. And I feel like we've been harping on this since before the season ended. So, but if it's almost like the way it gets brought up, it's like, okay, we're going to do a fun thing with Barry being kind of evil, but don't forget, Ava's not Ava. Like, that's how I felt like they were doing it for most of the episode. Even when he did the thing on the TV and everyone's like, I don't think that's a good idea, Barry, we got no explanation behind that. Like, nothing came out. It was just like, I don't think that's a good idea. She's really upset. Like, that's it. Like,
I think it's... so go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't think it's leading anywhere. I think it's just something they're doing with her to shake her confidence and you know, is going to ultimately be her downfall, or something that's going to make her snap even further than she already has.
See, considering next episode is supposedly what was going to be season 6 finale, I actually think this is going to turn into they were planning on Ava changing the world somehow, because the way she's like towards the end, where she's like, this isn't my world, but it could be. I have a feeling that she's going to do something that just changes the world somehow, and that was going to be how they finished season 6, and then season 7 was going to be related to Mirror World, or...
I mean, that'd be kind of cool if we're all stuck in Mirror World now, but like on a twist though, Iris is in the real world now, and everyone else is in the mirror world.
Oh God, I think I might stop watching. I'm so tired of the Mirror World, and you know
what I go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with that.
I think a lot of it is just because of how long of the break there was between, you know, COVID interrupting it and then season 6 wrapping up. But I just feel like this show has been dealing with Eva and the Mirror World for so long at this point. I want it to, every time Eva shows up, I'm like, just go away. I want something new. I want a new villain, please.
I think my problem with Eva is she's better than some of the villains we've had, but she's not, in my opinion, a really strong villain. No. Like, there's nothing really overly threatening about her. There's nothing that she's really done that's problematic. She hasn't messed with Team Flash more than taking away Iris. Like, it's not like some reverse Flash thing where he's trying to mess with Barry's history, or Savitar thing where he's alternate future Barry that we all want to forget existed, or, you know, or even the Thinker where he's like, oh, well, I've got this brain thing and I'm going to do all this crazy. Eva's just like, I want to make Mirror World a thing. And then Mirror World itself is so, like, not defined well. Like, I feel like today, well, not today, but yesterday when the episode aired, like, the whole thing of, like, well, the gun makes you like this, and if Eva pulls you in, you're like this, was, like, them trying to add some kind of, like, rules to the Mirror World.
Right.
Because there doesn't appear to be any. Iris is just there. Like,
her motives are also really, really unclear.
Yeah.
Like, why is she doing, what is she doing even? Like, I don't, like, now I guess her, like, whole thing is she wants to make the world the mirror world or whatever, but, like, I don't really know what she's trying to do aside from just, I guess, kill Black Hole and, like, make Black Hole her own thing.
Well, I think that's the problem. Like, there's no definition behind her. I don't see any real threat with Ava. The threat is coming out of things Team Flash is doing. Like, we made a fake Speed Force. Oh no, it made Barry evil. You know? And Iris is missing. Cool. What'll we do? You know, like that's the conflicts that have been happening.
I like this episode more because she wasn't in it as much.
Yeah.
Like it focused more on like a thing that Team Flash was doing, and the conflict was interesting just because they are solving a problem, and something new was happening, and it's you know, a cool little thing that we haven't seen before, which I'm down for. And also Cisco just being back. I don't know if he's actually leaving, if Carlos Valdez is actually leaving the show. I know that was a report like a while ago, but I'm sure things have changed since then. If he does, boy, this show is going to become a lot harder to watch because, like, after seeing last episode where he wasn't in it and this episode where he is, man, he holds this show together.
He's the glue in the middle of everything, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
he really is.
The bones of this show, I feel, are Barry, Wells, and Cisco. Well, now Wells is back, but at least last episode we had Wells and Barry, and that was kind of a fun little thing. You know, and they had their moment. But you're right, you could feel the absence of Cisco. That was one of my complaints from last episode. And him being back this episode, it made it very evident. Like, you need that Cisco character, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, just the joke of the... whatever he called it, trademark pending, and he just kept repeating that like
ball.
Yeah, quantum ball, trademark pending. Like
when he was doing the when Barry first like was doing the speed stuff, and Cisco just turned and went, "You freaky." That moment was like, oh, this is why I love this show, because it's stupid, and it's funny. That's just get back to that. And without him, I feel like the writers don't know how to write funny for like anyone other than Carlos Valdez.
Yeah,
maybe that's just him. That he's like really good at selling their lines.
Deliver it well.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, he's gonna be dearly missed if he actually does leave.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the cliffhanger, which is almost obviously going to be for season 7, because I really doubt that cliffhanger is going to come back in the finale, because we got to deal with Ava still. The whole next episode is going to be the finale to Ava and Iris and that whole thing. So I doubt we're going to see more of this weird teaser. They went all the way back to the beginning where Reverse Flash took over Wells' identity and buried him, and now he grows.
Buried him.
Is he like? Is it like a Wells Chia pet?
I actually.
What are you saying?
I saw that as it's a result from the destruction of the artificial Speed Force, of considering it was Wells who put all of his different personalities into it. I'm wondering if that was like the Easter egg of, hey, now that it's gone, they're getting put back into the universe. Or potentially the one that wasn't there before is getting put back where he originally died, because he wasn't there and was there before the thing. And we've always got the negative Speed Force nonsense. But that's kind of how I saw it, was that like something about the destruction of the artificial Speed Force released Wells back into the multiverse. But it was still very like, is he getting like digitalized back in? Like, is this a beam me up Scotty kind of thing?
He's a Chia pet.
Like
Chia Wells.
Chia Wells. Pretty much.
What do you think of Chia Wells, Dylan?
I don't know what I think about Chia Wells, but I think the scene itself was interesting because it's like, obviously I think all of us have different interpretations of it. I'm not sold on where like what I think is the deal with that. From the way they directed it kind of seemed like Thawne left, and because it's the Flash, obviously time is gonna play an element here. It kind of seemed like Thawne left, and then the original Wells just kind of like popped up immediately after. And I think that's like a reverberation of either the artificial Speed Force being turned off or Crisis happening, or you know, some because when we haven't seen the original Wells talking. Like we have in like flashback scenes, but not like in like when they were all in what's his face, the one that died last episode.
Nash.
Right.
Nash. When they were all in Nash, we didn't see the original Harrison Wells talking at all. So it's possible that he was like resurrected through Crisis or something and has been around doing something like this whole time and is going to come back in some way. Or he's just going to like hobble into Star Labs and be like, what happened here?
Actually, no, he's in that other room that no one knows about for some reason, and he's been resting this whole time.
Whatever happened to that room? They like established an entire other section of Star Labs that was there for like 3 episods.
Joe lives there when he gets kicked out.
Yeah, Joe, remember? Yeah, the whole thing of like, I nap here. None of you knew it existed. Like,
I mean, it's a huge facility, and we only see like 3 rooms in it, so I'm sure there's lots that's unused.
Heck, we don't even see them go back into the kitchen with the coffee machine anymore. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas in that. We saw a new room today where they like keep all of the like monuments to their fallen friends and stuff. Didn't seen that before. So who knows where that is on the CW filming lot in Toronto or wherever.
I would love to see an official like this is the Star Labs actual map and here's how it's all laid out.
it would be like a Mobius strip. It wouldn't make any sense.
They always just walk right off scene and it's just right there. So the original Wells coming back for me, it's going to be interesting. I do feel like it was a bit of a wasted opportunity, though. They made such a big deal out of Wells dying last episode. They even opened this episode with almost an in memoriam kind of thing. And we didn't even get a whole non-Wells episode before they're like, and Tom Cavanaugh's back! You know, like...
What did you expect?
To at least get into season 7. To at least get...
I mean, technically, we are into season 7.
To be fair, I think at the beginning of 6 or whichever season I think Nash was introduced in, the first like 4 or 5 episodes of that we didn't have a Wells.
No, because
he was
being
pretty
like,
late.
Yeah, he was being like a Tomb Raider guy off to the side the whole time.
Yeah, we didn't know about him until like he didn't show up for a while, until a few episodes in, and because I remember I was like, oh right, he's in this show, because we hadn't seen one in a while. There was like that was the period where we were without a Wells.
It reminded me of like if you have any, because most of our viewers probably also read comic books to an extent, but when they killed off Spider-Man and Doc Ock took his place. And it was like, issue, he died. The next issue, he's a ghost in his mind. Like,
very quickly.
Right. He's still here. Right. Cool. Okay.
It's like the writers think you'll forget. Like they're like, oh my gosh, if we don't put them in for a full episode, everyone will forget they existed, or think we fired, or the actor left the show, because everyone's doing that these days.
That's the real thing, right? They already have them. They paid them for that episode. They need to put them in in some portion.
So I think we've got to covered all the bases of The Flash. Episode 2, Season 7, analysis and discussion. Are you guys excited for the, finale? I'm air quoting if anybody's only listening to audio. Finale next week, where season 6 was supposed to end, and then because the Wells thing probably just is them going, technically this is all season 7, so we shouldn't wrap everything up next episode, and then everyone goes, all right, I don't have to watch whatever's next. But if the Wells reverse Flash thing is still going on, then okay, cool. Are you guys ready for it though? The finale we were supposed to get a year ago.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little nervous because of the fact that it's going to have the finale vibes, but it's still technically in the middle of a new season. So I'm hoping they haven't like changed anything to kind of take away from the impact of a finale. But I'm excited to see what happens. I think it's got potential. So
yeah, I'm excited too. You know, I was kind of sour on the previous episode, but this one I was down with. I don't know what it was. It was probably the lack of Eva and the presence of Cisco, but I'm pumped to see where the show goes. Like I said last time, I think, you know, when you get 7 seasons deep into a show, it's kind of hard to stop watching it, especially when it's something as easy to watch as, you know, CW shows, which are you just kind of shut your brain off and consume.
Okay, I want to bring up one last thing that I put in my notes I forgot to bring up. Because you guys said you didn't notice this. Everyone is 6 feet away. Everyone. The fight sequence, they're across the building. The camera angles show them all far away from each other. I get it, we're in a pandemic time, but I was looking at it and there's like 2 scenes where actors get near each other. There's Flash going to Iris, right? And then there was Cisco runs over to Caitlin when she first takes the fall. Those are the only scenes that I am watching it. I was like, oh, they got really close because every time they're like feet like, all right, so Barry, get ready to fight.
That's you brought that up and before we started recording, and I didn't think about that at all. I feel like if they are actually trying to social distance on a film set, that's just like wildly irresponsible because like if you would clear everyone before they get anywhere near that set to make sure that they don't have
super
COVID.
safe though, you know? Like what if
They
they're
like
all
start
clear?
walking up and they're like, let me put my mask on real quick. Yeah, can I help you up, Iris? Let me.
Oh my god. Because like, if that's such like if there actually are social distancing like while they're filming and they're trying to hide it, I just feel like, just write it differently. If you really
Or what do you want them all? Like, all right, Team Flash, get on the Zoom call. We're all in different corners of the Star facility.
I can't come down for a moment. What do you need? Oh, my quantum ball, trademark pending. Let me throw it down there for you.
Star Labs is big enough. They can all have their own little episodes.
It'll be like the extra episode I watched of Mystic Quest, which is a sideshow, but they did that. They were like, it's taking place during the pandemic. So the whole episode is Zoom calls.
That's a great episode.
Yeah, you
saw
it. Yeah.
Episode.
It was.
Yeah.
It really was. So, all right, cool. Let us know in the comments down below. Do you think they're social distancing? Do you think I'm just more aware of people being separate from each other thanks to the pandemic?
I think that's the case.
But are you excited for the season 6 finale next week in the middle of season 7? And what do you think is going on with Wells? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll be back next week to discuss it. I'm Benny. That's Dan. That's Dylan. And stick around. Superman's coming out real soon for us to talk about as well. See you guys in a bit.